Hi, everybody. I'm Kelly Hogan, and welcome back to my Zero Carb Life. Here on this channel, I sometimes do interviews with doctors and experts, and I sometimes just get on here and pour out my heart and soul. But one of my most favorite things to do is to just say, hey, you have a carnivore story? I'd love to hear about that. And it seems that those of you who watch, thank you, seem to resonate with those stories the most because it's real people just sharing their real stories of what happened when they really just ate meat. So joining me today is Katie. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Kelly. Thank you.
So what brought you to carnivore? What's your story?
Oh my. I come from a lifetime of health issues as a child, as an infant, born sick. So with that history came all kinds of medications, all kinds of health journeys, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward to teen years. Love the great outdoors. My mom was insistent that the asthma that I had was not going to hold me back because school and other well-meaning people said, nope, she'll never run. She'll never ride horses. You need to keep her
Oh,
from this. She can't swim. Don't get her out there because she's going to have an asthma attack, blah, blah, blah. So fast forward, mom said, no, we've got to strengthen those lungs. Mom knew she wasn't in the medical field, but somehow she knew. I wanted to be on the swim team. I couldn't. I just had to carry around an inhaler. All that just to tell you whether it was something in my genetic pool. I didn't come from an overweight family. So how could that be? Was it something that because of medications at an early stage, did that trigger any kind of chemistry response in my body? I don't know. So anyway, fast forward, I've struggled with my weight all my life. I was always the bigger kid in school.
mm.
I was always the bigger kid. I wear a size 12 shoe. I know. I know. And that's
Well,
I'm like, yay.
12 wide when at all possible. Yeah.
Well, I'm more narrow to medium, but
Okay.
still there's that 12. And so
Yes.
in school, we go water skiing. People say, don't give Katie skis. She wears her own.
Oh, bless
And
it.
you know that you don't know. And then my hands, I'm giant. I'm just a big girl. I'm just a big
Yes.
girl. I have. And so all my life, my mother was my biggest fan, and she always said, "Honey, you're just strong. You're just big boned. You've got big, and that's for a purpose. You're strong, and you can beat this." And I did. Okay, by God's grace, she was a believer, strong, and she knew the Lord
Oh,
was working. So anyway, for whatever foundational reason, my weight has just all my life.
yes.
Enter adulthood. In 1990, when we got married, I weighed 150 pounds and was wearing a size 8, 10. I'm tall. I'm 5'7". I'm not 5'11", but I'm 5'7". So I'm wearing that shirt that I don't know if you can see it, that I sent in the picture with the red
Yes.
my hair. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm wearing that today. So okay, fast forward in 2023, and you got to know, I help people. I work with people all the time. I come from a background of health and wellness, and that's what I do. It's my profession. It's what I do. I had also become a Revelation wellness coach. I was more into nutrition. I've got my little certification as a integrative, nutrition. I could help other people with that, not me. I was all over the place. Now, mind you, for 20 some odd years plus, this is 20, 30 years plus, I have been told eat less, exercise more vegetables, less, fat free, no fat, lean meat,
Yep.
chicken, fish, forget the red meat. You name it, I heard it. So I thought, oh, man, okay, fine, if that's what it takes. You name it. I've done every diet known to man. So I would lose all the weight, gain that back and plus. Lose all the weight, gain that back and plus. And I can't say I was healthy the whole time. It was always painful. My joints hurt, my body hurt. Then I began to run. Running helped keep the weight down. I hate to run, but I decided I'm going to run. I would run from my driveway to the next driveway, then walk driveway, then run, then walk. I did 8 half marathons. I was running
Wow.
5Ks and 10s and doing great, not competitively, but to just say, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
Well, until I suffered an injury, right?
Right.
So then I'm walking for my health, and that's all good and well, but I'm in pain. And so fast forward again, I'm searching. That's all I can tell you. Searching, searching, searching. Okay. I'm going to bring us up to 2023. Okay, so in May, I decided there's just got to be some sort of autoimmune issue. I have, there's just something going. This is not normal. This is stupid. That's the way
This is
I
stupid.
felt. This is stupid. I have a body God gave me, and he's not wrong. I am. There's something I'm not getting. So I embarked on an autoimmune protocol, having not been diagnosed with an autoimmune issue.
Okay.
So that was in June, July, August, and September of 2023. It was in the month of September, and I was on all kinds of pills. The
Mm,
regimen was ridiculous. We did an elimination diet in the beginning.
okay.
Then we started adding back in the quote normal foods, healthy foods, and I was taking an enormous amount of pills. I laid down everything I know about nutritional supplements and said, okay, I'm going to buy in wholeheartedly and listen to you and do what you tell me to do. I want to heal. I want to heal.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't about weight loss. It was about healing. Yes, I wanted to lose weight. And in that 4 month period, I think I dropped 8 pounds, and that still wasn't it. My pain was still there.
Mm,
So during the September, and I was still very puffy, I would go in and out of puffiness, and I was just like, and I had all the lab works done and nothing showed. So my cousin, she says, Katie, have you heard of Dr. Ken Berry?
ah,
And I said, no, who is he? She goes, well, I don't know, but I just happened to be on YouTube and I came across this thing. Do you know about the carnivore diet? And I said, no, I don't know anything about it. So she goes, well, listen to this, 'cause it's really intrigued me. And in this video, he talks to this woman, young girl, I think. I'm not sure her name is Kelly. I said, all right. Well, I was busy. And so about a week later or so, I got into a quiet time and I plugged in and listened and I went, oh, this is something I need to pay attention to.
cool.
So it was, I don't know when I signed up. It had to be in September in order to get into your October. I'm sure of it.
Right.
So somewhere in the September month of 2023, I signed up for October and I would have to go, I don't know, but I have it in my calendar that October 1st, 2023, I embarked on a carnivore journey. Now, caveat,
Okay.
I realized I wasn't solely carnivore. I was more ketovore. I didn't know the difference yet, but I
Yeah.
started learning. And so I thought, well, that's okay. I feel better on this. I'm doing better. But in that first year, I also started eating more cheese
Oh, yeah.
because I could. And I
Yeah.
thought, oh, cheese, I'm so excited. I can eat cheese.
Yes.
Well, it wasn't months and months and months, or certainly not a year, I don't think, before I realized I need to knock off the cheese
Mm,
because it's starting to hinder me a little bit because I was eating too much. So the carnivore journey has begun in the last 2 years from 23 to 25. October 1st was my carniversary.
yeah.
In the latter part of it is when I really started honing in on true carnivore.
Mm,
So I say that I have heavy whipping cream. I eat eggs. I eat red meat. I eat chicken. I like fish. I just don't eat it much because I don't like to cook it. It stinks my house up unless we're outside. We all know that weight loss is so not linear, but it's not about the weight loss. It's
mm,
about the health and the healing. There was things going on inside of me that were just inflammatory. And until I really dove in, and I would experiment, I would add a little bit back in and go, oh, that sets me off because I wanted to know. I
yeah.
wanted to know without a doubt, what is it that just sets me off? Well, you interviewed Sally K. Norton.
Yes.
And during that time frame, and maybe that was a year in, I don't know. During that time frame, all that hit me because I was huge into eating more vegetables and doing plant-based protein shakes and adding the spinach and the kale and
You're talking before you started carnivore, you were
yeah,
very plant heavy. Okay.
yes.
Okay.
And I was not, I didn't have a belief of vegan or vegetarian. It wasn't about that. It
Yeah.
was eat less calories. That was back then.
Yes.
Eat healthy. You need the nutrition. So I was doubling down. Every meal had greens, and I mean a lot of them. And that's when I learned about oxalate toxicity. As
Yeah.
soon as I took those off my nutrition everything left. The oxalate. And remember too, we have oxalate dumping now and again. And
Yes.
I can tell when I have a flare. So what do I do? A little black tea. But all of that is gone. My rings, I can slip them on and off. My feet are skinny. I lost weight in my feet.
That's
I
awesome.
I was like, oh, look at my ankles. And look at my collarbones. And look at, I mean, everything is down.
Right.
Since October 1st, I've really honed in on the meat.
Yes.
And so I am dropping again. So I've lost, I think, another 3 pounds in the last week or so.
So all total, we're talking about
33 pounds.
33
Yeah.
pounds.
Yeah.
And this is now, you're a woman who is eating delicious food,
Mm.
delicious food, feeling good. You're nourished. How much distance running are you having to do to keep off that 33? There
Zero.
it is.
I don't do any of it.
There
Mm-mm.
it is. You
Mm-mm.
don't have to.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize we had quite so much in common. I was diagnosed with asthma when I was younger. I had a really hard time with running, and I was not as dedicated as you. I took it as like, oh, well, I guess I can't, because I really wasn't. I was a musician more than an athlete. So I was kind of okay with this. I'd take a couple puffs and play my flute. I was also called strong. Here's the word I was called a lot as a kid: stout. Stout was my word. And I was told, you have a good foundation. My grandpa would say, you just got a solid foundation. I also have hands. I tease myself and say they're man hands. I mean, really big. It's hard to tell on a camera, but when people meet me, they're like, my gosh, that is a really big hand. Size 12 feet. I was told, you're never going to be little. That's what my grandma said. Honey, you are never going to be little. It's just not who you are. And I was like, great. Like that's all I wanted to be was little. Eat less, told move more, do not eat fat. You should start running. I also started training, did a half marathon. Why? Because you can't be big and run a half marathon. In my mind, if you can do that, then you'll be little, right? Then that's it.
Mhm.
You can't do both, be big and run a half marathon. Well, it turns out you can struggle with both. Yes. I did not like running either, and it made my body feel awful. So then, just like you, enter carnivore, and it's like, oh, oh, now it all just works. Now, I didn't do plants, as many plants as you did beforehand, so I didn't have to deal with the intense oxalate toxicity, nor the oxalate dumping symptoms either. But I love that you brought up the black tea. Some people will use a little lemon juice in their water and say that that's enough. Anything that's addictive to somebody that causes cravings, I know you and I would be like, okay, there are other ways to put the oxalate issue at bay. But I mean, Sally Norton herself, she was in a wheelchair when she was eating all of those plants and went from that to I've been with her in person. She is now an athlete. Incredible.
I heard her story. I was like, oh my gosh, that's where I'm headed if I don't stop this. It was painful. With every step it hurt. And it wasn't like I had neuropathy. It wasn't that. It was in my joints. It was in my knees and my feet, my hips, my back, my arms, my finger, everything hurt. So anyway, sorry.
No, and that was years ago. So I assume you are now years older than you were then.
Yes.
And how's your pain level?
I'm going to say 0 to an occasional 5.
Okay.
And why? I also work part-time on my feet for 9 hours. And so the end of the day, I'm pretty, going, ow.
Yeah.
But it's not like it used to be.
Right.
Really used to debilitate me. And so now not so much.
Awesome. Do you mind sharing your age?
No, I don't mind. I'm 62.
Wow.
I'll be 63 in February.
You look fantastic. And the fact that you are smiling and feeling fantastic and on your feet 9 hours, I think at any age, most of us would feel like, whew, I'm a little tired, especially if it's a concrete type floor.
It's a hard floor.
I'm so happy for you, Katie.
you. I work at a supplement store. So, you think I'm surrounded by health and wellness. This is what we do.
Right.
And so you think, well, of course, the people that are working there are going to be the most healthy, the most energetic, the most whatever. And yes, you want to put that message out, but you also want to be real and transparent. And I have a difficult time with people that come in and want, all these plant-based stuff. And I'm going,
Right. Right.
come here, come here.
Yeah. That's
So,
awesome.
mhm.
Do you ever get anybody who's kind of curious or is asking some questions? Oh, you've had some takers.
Very much so.
Oh,
Absolutely. My cousin, for one, and she's the one who got me started. And she's not full carnivore, but she's such an encourager. We don't live in the same town. She's a couple, but we're always texting and talking. And she and her husband, they both are like, I do better when I eat meat. I do better. But then they'll add some other things. That's okay. They can do that, you know?
right. But you have tried adding back things. That's what I wanted to circle back to.
Mhm.
There are folks right now advocating for add back. No need to do carnivore. Keep adding back. And I just talked to so many people like you who have tried that. I don't think there are that many people who have done years of carnivore that have never tried adding anything back, right? Don't you think most people have tried?
The last thing I want to do is go back.
Yeah.
And having come from trying so many different things, this is 2 years in, and
Mm.
I'm more free from food, from cravings. I sleep. I
Yeah.
sleep.
Oh,
And
yeah.
there's no way I'll go back. And I hear in our groups, and you've got the best ever coaching groups. And so when we're back there and we're talking, we're just like, there is no way that you
Right.
couldn't pay me to go back.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it. And
Right.
so I've got a couple of friends. I keep inviting them to your coaching whenever they want. So come and do it Wednesday nights. That's when I love it. But if you don't want to be in the same group as me, I understand. If I could encourage anybody out there, whether you have health issues or not, plug into this coaching program. Kelly's the best. You will not find anyone else of higher integrity and more transparent and more willing to share every single nuance to carnivore lifestyle. And it's just a beautiful testimony to what, God's plan for us is. He wants us strong and courageous and able. And health and wellness isn't, it's something we can have. It's not something that's so far reachable, even for people. Well, you've interviewed many that have tremendous health issues. And
Yes.
I think I told you, I said mine compared to so, and I'm not comparing, but it's kind of mundane. And yet there's so many, you get to feeling stuck sometimes. You just feel
Yes.
stuck, and you need to find people who understand where you are, who have been where you are tried and true, and that will encourage you through life's journey and its ups and downs. It's never going to be okay. Everything's just fine and rosy. You're going to have your bumps in the road,
Yep.
and when you have them, you got Coach Kelly and her team,
Yeah.
and there's just nobody like you just can't nowhere.
Thank you.
No,
We
I'm
really do rely on each other because you're right.
Mhm.
I don't care how long you've been doing it. We're going to have days where we struggle with something. I think it was Dr. Gabor Mate, the psychologist. He said, whatever pain we go through in life, that is not the trauma.
Mhm.
The trauma is going through any of life's pains, feeling alone.
Mhm.
When we feel that we aren't understood, when we have aches and pains and everybody's telling you to do something and like it's your fault, and if you'd follow this protocol, and you're like, this, you don't understand, and nobody gets it. When you feel like, and to me and you, I know, we know that we have never suffered a day of our life truly alone, right? But to also have people on earth to surround us and remind us of that.
Mhm.
You are not alone. Whether you're having a flare of something, or people who come onto the call and say, I blew it this weekend. And now I'm paying the price for it. It's not just all sunshine and roses. And And we don't like, oh, well, for shame. I hope you're happy with
Oh,
yourself. No, it's like
oh,
what we frequently say is, I'm so sorry that this happened. And I want you to really take note of how you're feeling in your body, not as a way of like shaming yourself and us guilting you, but because let's recognize we know you deserve to feel better than that. We want Katie to never feel those pains again. It's not that we never want her to have pie or a smoothie. It's that we never want her to wake up and struggle to get down steps or up steps. That's what we want for you. And for anybody watching, I honestly think Katie's story is going to hit home even more. So last week, we had Betsy was wonderful, right?
oh,
Right.
yes.
But Betsy started off at 500 pounds and a lot of health issues. And I think there are people who watch and go like, oh, well, that's not me. Right. I've had Angela on she was passing out 15 times every day. And people might go, well, that's not me. But I think many people, especially 60s, 70s and older, can relate and say, I too have tried starving down, tried eating all of the plants, low calorie, running through the pain. I felt the achiness. I felt the age coming on. And I want to be able to say, hey, I
Mhm.
feel good again. It's a powerful message, Katie. I am thrilled that you are willing to come and share it today. And you make every single meeting that you are on, you are one where my eyes go to you.
Thank
And I
you.
watch your reaction and your smile. And when you raise your hand to talk in class, I'm always like, yeah, it's Katie. I just love you. And I'm so happy to just relate to you as a human who, yes, loves the Lord and has big feet, but also
Yes.
as a lady who knows what it's like to struggle and to be trying her very darndest and to still be struggling and to now be here to say, hey, I feel better and we want you guys to feel better too. So thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. I love you too. I mean, and the Lord is our shepherd, and so we lack nothing. And so
Right.
I bring that into this as well. It's like I'm not, I have no FOMO about any. It's all the JOMO. It's all that joy of missing out on that pain and
Yes.
agony. And I have. There's a feast. There's a feast.
Yes.
It's that table that's prepared in the presence of our enemies, and
Yes.
it's just like no, 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 no. Yeah, here it is. Here it is.
Oh,
I
that's so
for
good.
you.
The
And
Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And this place, I was just listening to do you know Coach Bronson and Coach Natalie?
I've seen them, yes.
Okay. They did a talk. They just do a little coffee chat every Sunday after church. And they were talking. They didn't relate it to what you just said, but sort of related. They said that if we describe ourselves as, oh, I can't, I'm a sugar addict, and we live in a state of abstinence and elimination, and I can't have that. And I was talking with them in the chat box during the meeting. I said, I don't feel that way at all. I feel like just blessed that I can eat this wide array of beautiful animal products and foods that make me feel so good. And for those that don't know, FOMO is this fear of missing out, and JOMO is we have joy in missing out on the pain and the addiction and the food noise, the aches, the pains, the weight gain. And so we can just have joy in knowing what makes us feel great. And it is not a place of abstinence. It is a place of abundance.
Abundance is right.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I use that in my own journaling and
Hmm.
how the Lord provides and that He is my shepherd and there's nothing that I lack. And everything that He has for me is something, I want to turn to Him and ask where is the journey taking me today? Who can I talk to about your kingdom come? That's the most important thing,
Yes.
but about living your most healthiest well life. How can I help somebody? I want to help
Yeah.
somebody today. And so that's why I wanted to come on with you. And really, I prayed before joining you. You prayed us in, and I asked the Lord, please, whatever it is, would you just be my mouthpiece today? I have no idea. I was tempted to try to write things out. This is what I want to cover. This is what I thought, no, 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 no. Just let this be raw. Let this be real. Let this be whatever, wherever Kelly, wherever the Holy Spirit takes us. Just let it be.
Yes. And I think that's exactly what happened. Thank you, Katie. I
You.
love you, friend. For anybody watching, if you're willing to comment below, Let us know, where are you in the journey? You feeling the FOMO, the JOMO? You struggling? Do you need help? Or just say hi to Katie and I in the comments. We would love that. All
That's
right.
it.
Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you back next Saturday. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.
God bless you. Bye.
I just have like tingles down my spine right now. I feel like that went exactly where it needed to go.